Toucan Play That Game is proudly sponsored by NiceGameShop.com, the place to go for rare and unusual Asian games. Hi, I'm Michael. Take a seat while I tell you about Fate of the Elder Gods by Fabled Nexus. Now, this is an asymmetrical worker placement game set in the Lovecraftian universe. And in this, each player is going to be taking on the roles of these cults. And each cult is devoted to a different one of the Elder Gods. And of course, the most well-known Elder God is Cthulhu. And your goal in this game? Raise that Elder God. Summon them into this world. Summon them into being. And there are two ways this game can end. Either a player manages to do that by moving their summoning track all the way around, or one of the player's Elder Gods gets sealed away by these Elder Sign tokens. And this is going to happen because of these investigators and other little things in the game, and card effects might give people these, and they'll go on the board, and then as it fills up, if it gets all the way around, your god is sealed and the game will end. And in that case, the winner will be the person who did the most to come towards summoning their god. Now, this is a really interesting, really different worker placement game. The way it works is you have this altar that is very obviously Cthulhu, and on your turn, you'll want to move this altar to the location where you want to place workers. But to do that, you're going to need to use these multi-purpose spell cards. And these are really quite interesting and create an interesting dynamic to this game. Because A, you'll use these to move, and they have a symbol on. And that symbol will tell you the location you can use it to move. But when you use it, you place it at the location you're leaving. And this is important because also on these spell cards, as well as super powerful effects and spells that are really interesting and change the game up and add a really strong take that element to this game, they have at the top here the cost in order to ready a spell. And you can't use a spell until you've readied it. You'll ready spells based on the spell power that is at the location where you are at the end of your turn. So you need to kind of be paying attention to, do I want to go there to get the power? Do I want to go there to be able to ready this spell? Can I do two things I want? Ready the spell I want and get the location power I want and get the control of a location I want. So there's a lot to kind of consider and think about. And as you ready spells, these will go away and you'll have to be putting out more spells. And you kind of got to think, right, well, if I go here, then I can place this, and the next time I can do this. A lot to consider, a lot to think about, a very thinky game. But there is also elements of luck, because dice. Several times in this game, the results of what's going to happen is going to come down to dice. For example, these investigators here, silly, annoying investigators who want to stop you summoning this evil Elder God for some reason. If you go to a location where there are 3 of these, they come visiting your lodge. And then if you get 5 there, they'll raid you. What this means is for each one there, you roll a dice. And depending on what the dice come out, you might get an Elder Sign. And of course, that's then going to put you closer towards dying. And then there are other effects on some of the locations where you can go. And for each cultist you have there, you roll a dice. And if you get the right result, you sacrifice the cultist and advance your summoning track. So there is luck. But the luck is only a small factor of this game. The luck is triggered when you go to specific locations, and it's all about mitigating that luck with your decisions. It's all about going to these locations to build up and mitigate that luck. And you can help mitigate it by, you can go to the museum and pick up these ancient artifacts that will give you special abilities. And so, yeah, there's just a lot you can do, and you can go to different locations to get more cultists. You've got your own unique special power for each of the different cults. So if you're serving a specific god, you know, you're going to have a different power, and this adds a lot of replay value to the game. As well as that luck aspect adding replay value, you've then also got these powers, and they do play very different and give you different focuses potentially for how to go about winning the game. So what do I think of it? I really have enjoyed it, but I won't be keeping it. The only reason is I have a lot of games and there are other games I prefer, and I'm not a huge Lovecraft fan. However, this game has scaled really well, and it scales from 1 to 4. It can run a little long at 4, so I'd probably say favourite player count is 3, but it does scale well for 2 because you add in this second altar, and each player has their own altars. And then you're going, I go here, and this person's going, but I want to go there and I can't, which gives you that typical worker placement of, you're blocking me. And you get this in the multiplayer as well, just because of they put down investigators, or the person before you went to the location you want to go and now you can't go there because you're already there. So you do have that. And then the solo game actually works really well as well. In the solo game, you also have this second idol, and it is moving around at random as you take cards off the top of the deck, and it can give you elder signs and stuff. It works very well for all the different player numbers. It's not the easiest game to teach because there is so much new and different in this game that people aren't particularly familiar with. But once you've gotten used to it, it's a very simple, easy game to play. The components are all lovely, the artwork is lovely. The only shame with the components is I would have liked to have seen different cultist figures for the different cults maybe, and not all the investigators the same. But otherwise, yeah, super high production values, great components, a lovely game, simple, easy to pick up and play, wide appeal. And yeah, if you love Lovecraft, this is definitely a game to get. So that's my thoughts on Fate of the Elder Gods by Fabled Nexus. I do hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you have, please do give it a like, share, subscribe, and all of that. And check out my other videos as well while you're at it. And as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.